Let's start with something most of us never question. The idea that there's a world out there. Something real, something physical, something solid, existing independently of whether or not you're looking at it. That's the assumption behind almost everything we do. You touch a table, it feels solid. You drop a phone, it falls. You look up at the stars, and you assume they're really there. But there's a problem buried inside that assumption. A simple but uncomfortable question. How do you know? Not how do you believe, or what you've been told, or what works in everyday life. How do you know that the thing you're seeing, touching, hearing, is really there, independent of you? You might say, well, I can see it. But that's not reality. That's perception. And the more you look into how perception works, the more disturbing it gets. See, your brain doesn't show you the world. It shows you a model of the world. A guess, a simulation. It takes electrical signals from your eyes, ears, skin, and reconstructs something that makes sense. And the key word there is reconstructs. You don't see the real world. You see a simplified, abstracted version, filtered, interpreted, edited for survival. That's not just philosophy. That's neuroscience. What you experience as color, for example, isn't in the world, it's in your head. Light has no color. It has wavelength. And there's nothing red or blue about these wavelengths in themselves. They're just energy. Color is your brain's translation of certain frequencies of light into a visual code that makes sense to a human being. Other species perceive color differently, or not at all, based on their biology. Even humans can experience color differently due to variations in their visual systems, e.g., color blindness. The same goes for sound. Air molecules vibrate, but the sound, the experience of a car horn or your friend's voice, only exists when your brain turns those vibrations into something you recognize. So the world you think you live in, it's not really out there. It's happening in here, inside your head. Now take that one step further. A growing number of scientists and philosophers, like cognitive scientist Donald Hoffman, argue that our brains don't just simplify reality, they might completely hide it. His research suggests that evolution doesn't favor accuracy, it favors usefulness. In other words, your senses evolved not to show you the truth, but to keep you alive. Think about it like a computer interface. When you drag a file into the trash on your desktop, you're not literally pushing digital particles into a bin. That's a visual metaphor, a trick to make something complex feel simple. And according to Hoffman, that's exactly what reality is doing to you. Every object, every color, everything you see, just an icon, a user interface, a way of interacting with something vastly more complicated underneath, something your brain could never truly comprehend. We're not seeing the truth. We're seeing what we need to see in order to survive,